In every surgeon's career, even if they perform tons of surgeries along the way, there will always be one standout patient they never forget, for good or bad reasons, who will always be at the forefront of their minds. For Dr. Ryan Osborne, Meline is one of those patients. His first impression when he saw her was, what was under that hair? What was going on? Basically, it looked like she had been hidden or kidnapped for the last 20 years of her life. These were the impressions of a doctor specializing in facial reconstruction, who gave the woman in today's story a more comfortable and happy life. In today's video, you'll learn the story of Meline Garcia, a New Jersey resident in the United States, whose face was practically taken over by a giant tumor. But fortunately, she found the help she had been waiting for. It was quite large. I didn't realize there was literally a second head, and this woman hadn't been out in public for a long time. She looked terrified. She was actually a little apprehensive about making eye contact with us, and for probably 75% of our conversation, I still had no idea what we were talking about. She was saying, I have a difficult case, and I'm not sure I want to have surgery. She didn't have any scans with her, so I still didn't know anything and thought, is this case really that difficult? According to the medical team, it took about 30 minutes for the woman to summon the courage to expose the tumor so the specialist could see it. Despite their vast experience, the doctors had to restrain themselves when they finally laid eyes on the tumor. It was probably the largest carotid tumor I've ever seen in my life, and I thought, what the hell is going on here? I was shocked. It was huge. I wasn't sure if the patient wanted the surgery, and I wasn't sure if we wanted to participate in a surgery like that. At that point, they realized what was going on. This woman was trapped, and it somehow allowed this thing to grow to a point where, literally, the tumor was probably bigger than her own head. All the doctors could think was, oh my God, what are we going to do with this woman? Her name is Meline Garcia, also known as Lynn, from Bogota, New Jersey. She was a healthy woman, mother, and wife. In her own words, a jack of all trades. Until one day, while at a barbecue, she reached out, touched the area behind her ear, and felt something small that didn't feel right. She was frightened. From that day on, the lump began to grow. I was living in a kind of limbo, smiling, always putting on a show. But inside, I felt pain and longing for what I had once been, and I knew that as time passed, I might never see my face the way it was before. 10 years later, it had doubled in size. It was getting to the point where even family gatherings weren't a good time for her. My mother spent all her time washing dishes in the kitchen because she didn't want to be around people. When we can't enjoy our family, our life ends, so I discovered Dr. Osborne online and made the appointment without my mother knowing, said Sandra, Medeline's daughter. Initially, Meline didn't like the idea and was angry with her daughter, but she decided to go to the appointment. I've seen tons of carotid tumors all over the country and all over the world, but hers was different. It's not normal. When people say they have a large tumor, they mean something the size of an orange, which is large, not a cantaloupe or a small watermelon, said Dr. Osborne. According to the specialist, the tumor looked like something out of a science textbook, like a photograph someone sees and says, look, this is how big it can get. But you never imagine you'll see that in real life, unless it's in a movie, a documentary, or something like that. It's like we've seen a unicorn or something, I mean, it's not something you expect to see. It's not something I've seen. So it was definitely a special moment in my career. Dr. Jason, who works closely with Dr. Ryan, added, "We felt like her case was so severe that no one would help. We'd seen very large tumors and had successfully removed them without paralysis. So there was no need to show any more talent or skill because we'd already proven we could remove these tumors successfully." The surgery was then scheduled. The team typically reserves 3 or 4 hours for a surgery, but for Medeline's, they reserved the entire day. I wasn't worried. Somehow, I knew everything would be fine. Dr. Osborne's team gave me all the confidence I needed, which made me feel very at ease, Meline revealed. Dr. Osborne said he doesn't remember exactly how long the surgery lasted, but that people had to take bathroom breaks, so it was probably long. It was a special day when the tumor came out. It was like a baby had been born. People were so happy, everyone was thrilled that the team had succeeded. When we removed the tumor, we placed it in a specimen container for pathology. And then we quickly began working to close and reconstruct her face so she could return to normal after surgery. And when we were done, she was doing really well, said Dr. Ryan Osborne. When she woke up, her face would have to move, so for me, the surgery wasn't over yet at that point. I was waiting for her to fully wake up and needed to see if she could move her face. When she woke up, her face moved, and it was a miracle. It was fantastic. I almost cried because it was as if seeing her smile and realizing that all her fears had disappeared, that this was behind her, that she had regained years of her life, and that was incredibly rewarding. Beyond everything it could have meant for our clinic, the doctors, and everything else. There's a human component that makes us feel like we've helped, that we've made a difference, that we've helped this person move forward and continue with their life. There's no denying that our past actions affect the landscape of our future. The decision to help Meline has put us in a position where we've become an international resource for others. This lady from a small town in New Jersey became the gateway for us to have the honor of helping patients all over the world. 5 years after Medeline's tumor removal surgery, Dr. Ryan and I reunited. It's simply surreal. It's almost like a nightmare you wake up from and can't believe you lived like this for so long. It was unbelievable. I felt like my self-esteem had taken a huge hit. There were so many times when I just wanted to crawl into a hole. Before, to go out with my husband, I would go to the bathroom and stay there for 3 hours, wash my hair, dry it with a blow dryer, and then carefully comb it to cover the tumor, Meline says. When asked what has changed since having the surgery, Meline was categorical. I got my life back. Every day I thank my guardian angels, Dr. Hamilton and Dr. Osborne, of course. Yes, they are my guardian angels. They made me who I am today. What about you who have followed this woman's story so far? Did you like the results of the surgical procedure? Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Thank you, and see you in the next video.
Assista ao vídeo indicado.
Watch the dubbed video.
Mira el video doblado.吹き替え版の動画を見てね.
شاهد الفيديو المدبلج.
더빙된 영상 봐.
Regarde la vidéo doublée. Schau dir das synchronisierte Video an.
Guarda il video doppiato.
Смотри дублированное видео.
Dub kiya hua video dekho.
Dublajlı videoyu izle.
Tonton video yang sudah didubbing.